Your information at WPKYonline@gmail.com. We're proud to call Caldwell County home. WPKY.
Good morning and welcome into Coffee Talk here on WPKY. Hey, I do want to remind you that the Radio Club auction is coming up. That is October. Shoot, where am I? My goodness.
Taking us away from the summer.
Wow, I just skipped right on up there. We are in March, I guess. So it's March 18th through the 22nd. No idea where that came from. But anyway, 18th through 22nd. Right after the 5 o'clock news. Joni Phelps is here from the Caldwell County Extension Office. Joni, do you participate in the auction? Have you been involved in that?
I have not been involved with it, but this year actually Roy Jean Rogers has asked me to bake a pie or a cake, so I will be doing that this year for the auction.
Awesome.
So.
Okay, well, I got a strawberry cake I'm going to bake.
Ooh.
I actually have a sample out there if you want to try it, but it's a couple days old, so don't hold that against me. But anyway, yeah, so it's the 48th annual Radio Club auction, actually, I understand.
Yeah, it's been going on. I don't know how many years it's been going on, but it's been going on for
48.
Many years.
48, yeah.
Many years.
Yes, it has. Matter of fact, we're going to have somebody here after a while to talk a little bit more about that. So anyway, right now we're going to talk to Joni Phelps from the Caldwell County Extension Office. And Joni, what have you got going on over there?
Well, just want to remind everybody, Cooking with Joni is tomorrow at 11 o'clock. If you would like to come and participate and learn how to cook cabbage roast stew, please call the office by today. We close at 4:30. That number is 270-365-2787. Call and reserve your spot. We're going to have a great time cooking and learning about nutrition. So if you're interested in that, just come by or call to reserve your spot, and that is tomorrow at 11 o'clock. So that's Cooking with Joni.
And you're going to do cabbage rolls. So Ashley was telling me a little bit about that last week.
Yes.
But she wasn't really sure what was in them.
Yes. Okay. Well, because she hadn't cooked the recipe yet, but it's got cabbage. It has got ground beef. It's got rice, and it's got tomatoes, and then it has several different kinds of seasonings that goes in with it. And it is not like per se like the cabbage rolls that you roll up, you roll your meat into cabbage. That's not how it is. You chop your cabbage and all your ingredients and cook it in a one pot. So. And
that was the question I had for her, but she couldn't really tell me. She said it smelled really good, but she didn't know how it was fixed. And, traditionally cabbage rolls are
usually rolled up.
Yeah,
stuffed and rolled up and baked. But this one is not. It's actually the cabbage is cut up, and far as then you ground your ground beef, and then after all that cooks, then you add your rice so the rice can cook, but it's all in one pot. It's a great recipe, and it's an easy recipe. The hardest part is as far as cutting up the cabbage. So.
And you said, did I hear you say rice? So there is rice.
There is rice in it. Yes.
So that's I guess that's what I'm familiar with. Like, so I don't eat cabbage.
Mm-hmm.
So I've maybe made them twice in my entire life for I don't even know why. But that's what I'm familiar with cabbage rolls. It's usually the ground beef and whatever seasonings and tomato sauce and rice.
Yes.
And you stuff it in there. You roll it up and then you cover it with some more tomato sauce, and that's my experience.
But this is like a stew type, so it's the same, same taste and everything, but it's just got, it's just all in one pot instead of rolled up and far as baked in the oven and that. So it's an actually really good recipe. So even if you can't make it tomorrow and would like the recipe, you can come by the office, and I don't care to make you a copy of it or even give you one of our NEP calendars. This is one of the recipes that are in the NEP calendars. So
one thing I used to do, and I did this a lot, I would actually make the stuffing part, and that we would eat that because I just eliminate the cabbage because, like I said, cabbage is not my thing. So maybe we can get the recipe from you and at least fix the inside part because that's pretty good.
Yes,
tomato sauce and ground beef and rice and whatever seasonings all mixed up and put it on a plate, and it's just as good without the cabbage.
Yeah, and also if you didn't want to use cabbage, you could use green peppers. And if you like green peppers, and use stuffed green peppers with that mixture minus the cabbage. So
because that's the same thing.
It's basically the same thing. So you could do a stuffed pepper recipe with it as well, just substitute, So, but yeah, it's a really good recipe. So if you've never tried it, come by. see us, try it. If you want the recipe, come by and see me, and I can get you a copy of it as well. So
there are options and there are alternatives.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I know a lot of people can't come through the day, and that's okay. But, if you are always interested in my stuff, you're always welcome to come by and far as talk to me, and I can get you the stuff that we're doing and talking about and the recipes that I'm sharing with the others. So, yep.
Somebody told me you were doing something. Somebody told me the other day, and I can't remember what it was. And I said, well, she never even mentioned that to me. What was it? What else do you go teach somewhere? I
go far as to the elementary school and do nutrition with 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade. I go there. Go to the library and do recipe review there.
It was that was it. It was the library. She was telling me about a recipe review that you do. I said, well, she's never mentioned that. So what is that about?
Okay, the recipe review is, once again, it's one of our recipes that I choose to cook for the public to try. And also then I give out nutritional information far as whatever topic I choose for that month. And that actually we're going to try the cabbage roast stew this month at the library. And also I will be at the food bank later on this month as far as setting up for samples as well. And then I get feedback far as, do you like it? What can be changed? And then just kind of talk to them about nutrition. But that's what I do at the library. So I set up, and people that come and participate in the library come and talk to me and try the recipe as well, and just kind of get some feedback about it.
So have you had, when you get feedback, if you have something that, somebody says, hey, this could use this, or maybe let's try this, do you ever go and change the recipe and try again? Or?
Actually, I can't, because the recipes do come from the University of Kentucky, so they are all research-based. Even the recipes are far as tested and made sure, as far as the nutritional facts are low. For instance, the calories, intake, the sodium intake. So we try to hit it as far as low fat and low cost for all of our participants. So I can give that feedback that I get from the participants that try my stuff, and I can share it with Lexington and say, hey, my participant said, we need to do da-da-da-da-da. And so they can test them and see, if it needs to be changed that way. But I personally cannot. I have to go through the chain of command. So, and all of my stuff comes from the University of Kentucky. So.
Gotcha. See, I couldn't do your job because I can't do, for me, recipes are an ingredient list. I think we've talked about this before.
Yes.
I don't measure. I don't do all that. I could not do your job because I'd be like, no, I can't.
Well, actually, when I started 12 years ago, I was like, a little bit of this. I never measured anything out, but you learn, and you want to teach them the proper way as well. If they've never learned, how to measure or use liquid measuring cups, because you'd be very surprised on who all does not know how to do that. And, and I'm saying it right now, if you do not know how to cook and would love to learn how to cook, call me. My number, once again, is 270-365-2787, and I will love to sit down with you or even have a class with you as far as to basic nutrition skills and also basic cooking skills as well. So, but you'd be really surprised, even the older, generation that does not know how to cook. So, and
I think I am surprised at how many people just don't know anything about cooking and don't really want to. And that's probably the part of, the biggest part of it. They just don't really want to learn. And I enjoy it. So.
I do. I enjoy. I've been cooking since I was very young, when I was, still living at home. Actually, when I was probably about 9-10 years old, I was cooking. And so it's funny. This is not nutritious, so don't go home and cook it. But I learned how to cook homemade macaroni and hot dogs. And that's what I would cook a lot of times.
Aww.
Yeah, so I mean...
It's Joni's turn to cook. We know what we're having for supper.
No, I don't eat that anymore. I do macaroni, but I don't add the hot dogs with it.
I meant when you were a kid, the family knew when it was Joni's cooking night what was for supper.
Yeah, so my mom and dad both worked. So, I mean, we had to learn how. I have an older brother and an older sister, so we had to learn how to defend for ourselves when mom and dad was not there, or summertime. So that was one of my favorite recipes that I cooked.
Because it was easier, because you liked it. You just liked it.
I liked it at that, and also tuna casserole was one of my other big ones. So I've been cooking for a long time, and I enjoy cooking. So my kids sometimes probably will say, well, she don't cook like she's supposed to, just because I'm busy, but I try. So I try.
Now, has the UK come out with a tuna casserole recipe?
Not that I'm aware of, no. But I can also put that suggestion in. We're fixing to start getting ready for our 2020 calendar.
Ooh,
Ooh.
Right?
Oh, my. 2020 calendar. I'm on that committee again, so I'm very excited about that. I was on the committee for our NEP calendar this past year, and so I can actually put a request in for a tuna casserole, if I don't know if it'll make the cut, but I can put in. So if you have a recipe that you want me to share with them, I can do that as well. So.
Oh yeah, no. If I do, and I don't. That's another thing I avoid, like the plague. It's tuna casserole. I'm just not a tuna fan, but I've made it. But when I make tuna casserole, it has to have the pasteurized processed cheese food product in it.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't make tuna casserole anymore as well. I do make tuna fish for my family, but I do use tuna, but I do not cook tuna casserole anyway.
Right. So, there is nothing healthy about tuna casserole. I'm sorry.
No, there is not, because it's got all kind of creaminess in there, and that creaminess is what makes it fat.
And that creaminess is what makes it tolerable.
Yes. Absolutely, exactly.
Tuna is a really strong flavor for me, and a lot of people like tuna. I'm not knocking that at all. For me, my palate, tuna is really strong.
Right.
That being said, I eat tuna every day because
Right.
I need the omega-3s, I need the whatevers, but I don't like it.
Right. Well, and everybody's taste buds are completely different from one another. So, something that I didn't like years ago, I like now.
Mm-hmm.
So, so our taste buds do change over the years.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Haven't I heard like it's every 7 years your taste buds change?
That's what I've heard as well. I don't know. I don't have any research base backing that.
You need to find that out for us, Joni.
I'll find that out for us. So, but I do know our taste buds change. So, something that you didn't like, a couple of years ago, retry, because you may actually really like it this time. For instance, my mom used to cook turnip greens when I was young. I did not like turnip greens. I didn't like the smell of turnip greens, and I love them now. So, everything changes throughout the year. So I encourage you, if you've tried something years ago, retry it, because you may actually like it now. So tuna fish may be one of them. So, or tuna, not tuna fish, but tuna. So,
Yeah.
and tuna is a good, healthy option for seafood. So,
Yeah, I know. That's why I eat it. Like I said, it's not because
sometimes we eat what we don't like too, because it's better for us.
Yes, we do. So you said, you said something that made me have a question for you just a second ago. Oh shoot! And it's gone just that quick.
It's just gone.
I was like, I know I can hold that.
You sounded about like me right there. Because if I don't write it down or say it when and then I'll forget it.
Yeah. I thought she's only gonna say a few more words and I'll get it out. Well, it's not coming back to me, so that's all right. What else do you have going on?
Okay, something else that I want to mention, and I've mentioned it before. It's the Caldwell County Backpack Program, Feeding God's Children. It is still going strong in our schools for the rest of the school year, and so we are getting closer to the end of the school year, but I just wanted to kind of give a plug on that. I thank everybody that has given in our community, because we have such a loving and caring community. Far as when we say we need, they give. And this program has been going actually 9 years strong since January of this past year. So it's still here. It's going to stay here as long as we got the funds for it. So, and I just wanted to thank everybody that has given to this program. So.
How many backpacks do you end up with, like, by the end of the...
Well, right now we currently have between 125 and 130. We fluctuate. One week we may have 125. Next week we may have 130, just because kids do leave our district and then they do come back. So right now we currently have 125 on the program. So this is one of our higher years that we've had in the past, which is, like I said in the past, it's a good thing, but it's a sad thing, because it is happening right here in our community, where children are going home hungry through the night, through the weekends, and don't have enough food for us to help them get through until until they come back to school the next day. Summer months are coming up, and Leanne Gilkey has done a fantastic job with King's Kitchen and being able to provide them meals at least 3 days a week for these children as well. So, but as far as Feeding God's Children, we are still going strong with these children, and, the need is definitely still here. So.
Talk to me about the backpack program. How does it work?
Okay. The backpack program, how it works is that myself, And then the ladies, the Hope and Cope Center, far as they're my ladies that are in the schools. They, far as and the teachers, far as be able to identify who these children are that needs to be put on the program. What we do is actually my church, Cedar Bluff Baptist Church, far as is our contract holder with Feed America, far as where we can order each month, far as backpack food. It's actually just a bag of food, has about 15, 16 items of food in it each week. And I order it once a month, and then once they come down, far as that once a month, to deliver actually to our food bank, they deliver the food to me. And so then I store it, and each week, then I'm able to, whatever my numbers are, I take them to each individual school. Actually going to go and deliver here in just a few minutes to the schools. I get, individual numbers, far as, like, for instance, I may have like 10 at the primary school or 15 at the middle school, and, they give me each individual numbers, and then I take that many bags far as to them. And then the ladies, they do a fantastic job to make sure that this is very discreet. The kids don't, other kids don't know that these kids are on this program. They are, make sure that it's not public knowledge in that, because we don't want to bring, anything for these kids to feel ashamed to be on this program. So then on Friday mornings, they may take the food to the teachers, and then they make sure that these kids take them home on Friday afternoon to have for the weekend. So,
what types of things are in these bags?
Okay, it's all kid-friendly foods. It may be, like, for instance, a mac and cheese packet where they can fix mac and cheese. It's all the foods are foods that they can fix on their own. Maybe far as a package of cereal, a shelf staple milk, that doesn't go bad, a fruit, a vegetable, may have some kind of like soup, or I know beefaroni or ravioli. I know they're not the most healthiest, but when the kids are hungry, they need that kind of calories anyway. So it's just different kid-friendly foods that can be far as that they can fix.
Okay. And sometimes it's just a matter of, like you said, opening a can of whatever's
Right.
and popping it in the microwave. Yeah.
Right.
What age group?
Oh, it goes from, any child that is actually in school. Actually, if they do have a sibling at home that is far as not a baby, because we don't furnish food for babies, but we can actually send that food home far as for the sibling as well. Like, for instance, if they're not in preschool yet. So until they're the age, they're out of high school. So.
Oh, okay. So you do have high school kids?
Oh,
that are on the
yes,
program?
yes. We serve all 4 schools.
I see. Okay. Joni, anything else you want to talk about
Nope.
this morning?
I think that's it. I just wanted to let all the community members know that if I haven't already, just wanted to thank everybody for donating and giving, and I just appreciate far as everybody's willingness to give.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us this morning, Joni. And Cooking with Joni is tomorrow morning. Still not too late to sign
Nope.
up. We can sign up today for those the altered cabbage rolls, the chopped
yes.
up cabbage rolls.
Yes. So.
Okay. Thank you so much. And give the number one more time for me.
It's 270-365-2787.
Thank you, Joni.
Thank you.
Joni Phelps from the Caldwell County Extension Office. And if you are interested in learning about cooking, give her a call. She's the person to help you with that.
My name is Brandon. I am a manager of tire sales at Firestone Complete Auto Care. When you come here to get service, we're going to take care of your car. Because you take care of your car is going to take care of you.
Come in for the Firestone Complete Auto Care Epic Sales Event and save $100 when you spend $500 or more. Whatever you drive a Firestone.
Valid March 14th through 17th. Exclusions apply. Cannot be combined with other offers. Additional fees may apply where lawful. See store for details.
Here's your WPKY Weather Edge Weather Center forecast.
Spring is officially a week away, but according to the forecast, it seems more like spring now. There is a chance of really high winds today and tomorrow. 35 to 40 mile per hour gusts today, 40 to 50 mile per hour gusts tomorrow. Mostly cloudy with a high of 74 for today. Showers and thunderstorms overnight with an overnight low around 61. Showers and thunderstorms tomorrow with a high of 71. Mostly clear tomorrow night with an overnight low around 40. Again, cloudy today, 74, and wind gusts of 35 to 40 miles per hour.
Your WPKY Weather Edge Weather Center forecast is brought to you by Rogers Pet Grooming.
Since 1978, Perry's Floors & More has been selling, installing, and servicing homeowners throughout western Kentucky with quality flooring and workmanship. Perry's Floors & More carries luxury vinyl plank and luxury vinyl tile, carpet, window treatments, and more. Brands like Mannington, Shaw, Tarkett, Beaulieu, and Flexitech. Quality brands, excellent customer service, combined with 40 years experience is why they say you can walk on our reputation. See Bill and Lucy at Perry's Floors & More, 127 West Market Street, Princeton.
Here's your weekday schedule for Capitol Cinemas, Main Street, right here in Princeton, KY, and in